Welcome to the Andrew and Kelly Show.
Hi, guys. We were like, what are we going to talk about today? And I think we've been really thinking about getting up and traveling again. We had to take a little bit of a break, and I feel like there's nothing better to talk about than traveling because it's something that we love so much and it's something that's important for our family. Um,
I agree. It's easy to talk about traveling because it's awesome. And I love traveling. And it makes me think about like being born and raised on Kauai, on a place where everyone wants to come. People always ask us like, "Oh, where do you vacation?" or "Why would you even want to leave?" And I don't know. I don't know if it's like this for everyone, but it is for me. I can't wait to leave this place a lot of the time. And I don't know why. I think it's just because I have a natural thing in me where this island's too small and I need to just go and travel and explore new places and meet new people and honestly just get sick of the being stuck on a tiny little spot, I think.
I think you asked me the other day where would I live if I could live anywhere in the world,
Oh yeah.
and I said the first thing I think I said was not an island because it's you get it's like you get like I think they call it island fever.
Yeah. I'm in Thieves.
If you look if you look at a map, we're literally living on a rock in the middle of the ocean. We're kind of like stuck.
Yeah.
But I never want to sound ungrateful because this place is super special and we wouldn't be who we are unless we grew up here, and our kids wouldn't be who they are unless they, been here for how long they have been
They've been here.
here.
I heard that the other night. We were at our friend's house, and I don't know if I agree with that. I think
Mm,
that yeah, a place can shape you, but I don't think it's the place. I think it's more the people who are around you, your parents, because no one is going to shape your children more than the people in your home. Like
that's
what's going
true.
on in your house? What's going on in your home? Who are your children spending their most time with? That's straight up how they're going to be raised. If we just let our kids go and go hang out in the worst places, they're going to become like those who they're surrounded with, or they're going to influence those that they are around for good,
Hmm.
positive or negative, because and that's another thing I heard the other day is the saying how you will become like the 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 average of the five people that you hang around with most. But Jesus was around bad guys all the time, like knucklehead sinners. I shouldn't say bad guys, people like us, just sinners who are needing of grace
He's
and
also God,
saving.
though.
Right. But like there are people who spend majority of their time around what the world would say bad people. And they are there to influence those people for the kingdom of God, for Christ, for good. So I don't know if I 100% believe that saying about, oh, you'll become like the average of the five people you spend most of your time with. I agree and I disagree because there's intention there. If your intention is to go around these people so that you can help them grow or allow them to see something better than where they're at currently, or maybe even they don't even think they're in a bad spot. I don't know.
Well, maybe it is true because, like you said, you it's how you are at home. And if you want to count like the five people, like we're a family of six, so we're around five people. It's all of our family,
Mm-hmm.
and that's our core. And so yeah, we do go out into the world and hang out with people that aren't perfect, and could be bad influence. But when we come home, that's who we spend the most time with. And that's why we stress so hard that we need to treat each other the nicest at home.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be on our best, at home instead of outside. And we've said and made that priority. We're not going to come home and treat each other like crap and then go out into the world and treat everybody else nicely. Like, it's a priority at home. We love each other and we treat each other kindly. And of course, it's you can get comfortable and you slip up here and there, but there is that standard. And we do, as a couple, we treat each other really nicely most of the time. Of course, we're not perfect, but
Yeah.
and trying to instill that in our children, where home is where you need to be nice and you need to be kind and you need to be loving and thoughtful, and then they can go out and take those values and that standard to everyone else that we're in contact with, and then come home and be replenished.
Yeah.
But what were we talking about?
I don't know. I was just thinking about how our kids, or even us, we act the worst at home. Like that's where you really are yourself. And if you focus on that, that can be really bad. Like if the bad, because yeah, like you said, we're imperfect. And if the bad is the only thing people focus on, then you're going to get stuck there. And that's kind of how you end up. And that sucks, like the importance of encouragement when you're going through those hard times. Like the boys, they'll just fight and get on each other's nerves and kind of bicker. And they'll pretty much, I mean, they'll do it outside of home, but not as much. And if I get focused on that and I get too like uptight and angry at them for that, and say the typical, you always are doing this, you got to stop, you're always always always, that saying that you hate, which we both say, like
The
it's
word
something we
always
say all the time.
is like one of my pet peeves.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now you're kind of contradicting what I said, that we set a standard where you have to be the nicest at home and you have to like treat
I
each
know,
other
but
nice and kind.
that's true, but what I said's true too. Like, dude,
Yeah.
this is where we get not so kind,
Yeah.
unfortunately, wouldn't you say?
I would say that everybody has their moments, but the standard is still there. Like it's like when
But is it
Jesus
a
says to be perfect, like do these things, you already know that you're never ever going to be perfect and you're always going to make mistakes. But like the standard is there.
right?
So I feel like it's just constantly moving each other back towards that,
Mm-hmm.
and reminding that no, we want to be the kindest here, we want to be the most loving here, and that's the priority. And then when you leave, it will just be kind of automatic.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I feel like that's why I love traveling so much, because we get pulled out of our comfort zone, which is in our house, in our community, around friends, and then we get put somewhere where we don't really know anybody, we're someplace new, the culture might be completely different, and the only people or comfort that we have is each other, and it brings us together closer.
Mm-hmm.
And so the boys are fighting less. We're enjoying each other's company.
Yeah, it's like your body produces, I don't know, different hormones or whatever's going on because you're in a new place and you're excited and you're like, kind of like, you don't know what's next and what could be around each turn. Over here, we know everything and we know like everyone on the island. So you're never surprised, really. Maybe something like the only thing surprising is like bad stuff where you're like, whoa, I didn't expect that. Or good stuff. Maybe see someone that is visiting the island you haven't seen forever. Or so many people visit Hawaii where you could have met somebody, like we met someone. I met this dude fishing when we were in Tahoe at this reservoir, and a year or two later he rolls up to our food truck while I'm working at the food truck. And I was like, bro, I swear this guy's from Tahoe. And I forget the guy's name, bro. He was classic though. One of our other workers, what was that guy's name? The big guy, super tall, big howly guy. He's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Donk.
That legend, bro. He's so funny. He's like, oh, this guy right here. Hey, bro, are you from Tahoe? I was like, yes, this guy's a man. And sure enough, he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, well, this guy says he knows you. I'm like, bro, this guy's classic. And yeah, sure enough, he's like, yeah, I'm from Tahoe. I was like, bro, you're the guy that gave my kids $2 bills. And he's like, that's right. And it was just so random, you know? So yeah.
It reminds me of when Dennis, we went hiking. We did the Machu Picchu Trail.
That's so epic.
8 years ago. And then
these are our exciting things here.
Yeah, this is exciting. It is kind of cool.
No, it's super cool. It's epic.
So we were hiking Machu Picchu about 8 years ago, and you have to go with a group. And one of the guys on the group was this guy named Dennis, and he remembered that we were from this island, and him and his wife were just vacationing here a few weeks ago. And then all of a sudden, I get a text message.
Well, you got to tell the story. So he's walking with his wife on the bike path. And he remembered I was a lifeguard. So he goes to the lifeguard tower and he's like, hey, do you guys know Andrew and Kelly? He's a lifeguard. And they're like, oh, no, he quit, 5 years ago. And they own the Musubi truck. So try to go check over there. And then what happened?
And then he went to one of our food trucks and he said, do you know Andrew and Kelly? And they're like, of course. And then one of our managers vetted him and was like, it's okay to give this guy Kelly's number. So then I get a text message and was like, is that not the word?
No, it is. That's hilarious.
Oh. And
properly vetted.
Oh, I don't want people to think people just give my number out, which they kind of do because I got some guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I get a text message and he's like, guys. Kelly and Andrew, it's Dennis. I don't know if you remember me from Machu Picchu. And then he ended up coming over the next day, but it was just so funny that he went to the lifeguards and he didn't even know our last name. He's like, Andrew and Kelly, and they already knew. Just such a small island. And then he went to our food truck and yeah.
Yeah, that's legendary. But yeah, so back after that little rabbit trail, back to travel, and I guess whatever your body is producing, hormones and these different things that are popping off to where you're kind of more heightened, especially for me when we go to Spanish speaking countries, because I just always wanted to learn how to speak Spanish, so I just play like I know how. And I'll practice some Duolingo or whatever for like a few months, and I think I got the language down when really I don't. But I'll just talk to people straight up like I know what we're talking about. It's pretty classic. And I think because you don't know what people are saying, so you're kind of like, I mean, I'll get kind of like a small percentage of where the conversation's going. And so you're just thinking a lot. and you're constantly, your brain is firing. You'll have dreams where you're speaking a different language, and I think your body and everything is heightened, so you're kind of more on it. You're more in tune. And for the first few days, I'm always super tired. Like, I notice that every time we leave and go to Nicaragua or another country where it's Spanish speaking, I'm like beat because my brain is nonstop thinking like, oh, how do I say this? How do I say that? What is this person saying? Did I get this conversation correct? And I'm not used to always thinking.
What the heck?
For real, I'm just reacting most of the time because
True.
what do I need to think about over here? We have,
Yeah, you have your wife thinking for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
man.
pretty nuts, bro. Like, that is, I guess that's like, what's it called?
Forget.
Wait, what? I can't lose my train of thought. What they say, I don't believe in evolution, but evolution, like the evolution of man, where we're so safe, we're not fighting off creatures, so you can kind of get into a dead mode, and that's not good. Like, that's not beneficial for anybody, for your brain to turn off. So yeah, I think that's another reason why I love travel so much, is my brain is firing. I'm on point. And it's a reminder for me, even thinking about it, to not get in that complacent mode where I'm just like, oh, I'm doing the same routine, so I don't really have to think. It's kind of just automatic, blah, blah, blah. And that's when things get kind of just, I don't know. It's easier to get into a complacent mindset, I think.
I wonder if that's why we don't like too much structure or routine or schedule.
Right?
Like, we can't even sleep on the same side of the bed. You know how, like, couples have, like, same side? I'm like, if I sleep on the same side for a week, I have to switch. Like, I can't.
That's so funny.
I was, like, one of those students, where you don't have assigned seating. And you
Yeah.
could sit anywhere, but for some reason, everybody would always sit in the same seat.
Yeah.
I would just switch seats, and
Oh, yeah.
guys would get all nuts. They're like, "You're in my seat." I'm like, "It's not your seat. Like, we have no assigned seats." Maybe that's why we like traveling so much, is because we like different things. Like,
Yeah,
we
some
don't-
people can't handle that. Like, some people lose their mind
Yeah.
when stuff, like, my mom hated
Change.
a shift in her schedule.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
it would be like,
I know.
like, it would be,
And if you ask us, like, what our year looks like, we have no idea. We
Yeah.
have all these
well,
different
we have,
ideas.
yeah, we have, like, okay, we're going to go here, we're going to do this, but in between that, let's see what God's got planned.
We don't even know what we're going to do here or here. We're
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, we'll try and do this, or we'll try and do that, or we'll try and do that, or
And
try
that's
and do that.
such a blessing.
And then whatever works out is where we are supposed to do, or where we're supposed to go and what we're supposed to do. Like,
Totally.
maybe the kids will do this program. Maybe we'll go to this country. Maybe they won't do that and we'll do this. And it's just always exciting in life. And just kind of just let God's flow through us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I
I will
wonder-
never forget, we were in Nicaragua, and Nicaragua has one of the biggest lakes. And on
freshwater, yeah, humongous freshwater lake.
and in the middle of this
It's called Lake Nicaragua.
is this tiny island. It's like put together by two volcanoes, and
Yeah,
these are like the
Ometepe.
pointy volcanoes. They're not like Hawaii volcanoes that aren't pointy. They're
Right.
like what you draw as a child. So it
Yeah.
looks like two pointy volcanoes and like a sliver of land in between. And there's like how many people?
So it's almost exactly half the size of Kauai, and it's half the population. 35,000 people.
Isn't it funny we talk about getting off an island and wanting to travel, and then we
Yeah.
go into a smaller island?
And we go to a tinier island.
Yeah, in the middle of a
Dude.
lake.
But
But-
that place is so
So we
epic.
went there, and I was like, when we travel, we're always going to be a part of the culture or community in some way. And by the way, that's one of my favorite things about traveling with kids
Oh, yeah.
is when we travel as a couple abroad, I'm talking, it's harder to be more a part of the community and get to know people like on a deeper level, I feel like. And um but when you bring your kids, it's like your kids automatically play with other kids. So then like
Yep.
we end up like talking or trying to talk to the parents, and
Yeah.
we get to see like their house or how they live. They like kids bring people together.
100%.
So when we get to travel with the kids abroad, it's super cool because it gives us a new experience in travel instead of just being two white tourists walking around.
Right.
It's like we're a family and we get to know other families because the kids just play. Like play is an amazing universal language.
No joke.
So anyway, we're on this island and I'm like, we're gonna go volunteer. The kids are gonna learn other culture and how other kids live. And this is a super poor place. And we decided that we're gonna go and stay in this.
What's the monthly income average?
I can't remember.
$30.
Yeah, $30. It's
Or
pretty-
something. No. 300. 200. Sorry. Yeah, it was like $30 a day. No, not 30. Not even $30 a day.
I would say it would be $30 a day.
No, it was like 250 to $300 a month. I think on Ometepe. The island's called Ometepe. And I might be mistaken and thinking that it could be Nicaragua itself. That's how low the income is.
You know
a
what we
month.
need?
What?
We need a Jamie.
Yeah.
It's
No
like,
joke.
Jamie, look this up. Maybe one day we'll have a Jamie. But anyway, so we're on this island and we're gonna go volunteer. I committed us to volunteer at this school, and this school was made, no joke, of trash. Like the walls were
Oh yeah,
Were
they recycled
plastic?
plastic liter bottles of Coke.
and they put plastic trash in the bottles,
Oh, that's right.
closed it, and then made walls with it. So it
Yep.
was literally made of trash, and it
Trash
wasn't
and
even.
cement.
Yeah, trash and cement.
So
And some
legendary.
of the like the floors were dirt in some of the classrooms. And it wasn't even walled the whole way. Like a lot of the classrooms had a wall here and then it was open here and a wall here. Anyway,
Oh, yeah,
it was
that's right.
so we were like, we're gonna go and teach English at this school for 10 days. None of us really speak Spanish, so that was pretty silly for us to think that we were gonna go there and do something. But it ended up being
Well, it was a bilingual school, so we just automatically assumed that there'd be people that speak English there.
and there was one person who spoke English.
Barely. They
Barely.
spoke as much English as I speak Spanish, and I can barely get by speaking Spanish.
Anyway, we get there and the boys are like, how old were they?
I don't
8
know.
and 6 maybe.
Okay.
And Ali'i was a baby. And we get there and the boys are like, what are we doing here? They're just like, they were like kind of angry at me for signing them up to volunteer. And by like the third day, we're like, the boys will just stay here. They're gonna just stay. And remember, they were in the classroom for a few days with
Yeah.
this. They were in their grade levels in this school, and these boys do not speak English, any Spanish.
Yeah.
And I remember looking in the classroom, and my son, his face was just so annoyed and irritated with me that he was having to sit in this classroom all day, didn't understand anything.
Who? Which one? Eli?
Cliffy and
Oh, Cliffy.
yeah, Cliffy. But when it came to recess, it was so cool because they played soccer, and I remember the kids.
They just played soccer and chase, and it
and
was
then
always
ants. They played with
muddy and-
ants.
Oh yeah, there's huge ants that carry leaves, and they're always in a line walking somewhere. And oh yeah, they were like, the kids are so gnarly. The ants bite so hard, and these kids are just like, no fear, letting them crawl all over them, getting bit by them. They're bleeding.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just like, dude,
Those kids were next level.
yeah, you think Hawaii kids are nuts? Pfft, those kids are nuts.
But our boys like they fit in. They
Oh,
made
totally.
friends even though they didn't speak any of their
Yeah.
language. They did go in the front of the class and they were singing a rainbow song and heads, shoulders, knees, and toes,
Yep.
trying to teach the kids English. So it was a really cool experience. I think
Dude,
they don't appreciate it yet, but I can't wait until they're adults and they tell the story of how having to
Oh,
sit
yeah.
in the classroom all day for like 4 or 5 days and just saying like, I can't believe my mom did that and they made us do this, but it was super cool.
it was so epic.
Yeah.
And that whole spot was such a trip. Like we get there expecting one thing and it's something totally different.
Talk about catfishing.
Yeah, we got catfished hard at this place. So we looked it up on Airbnb or
No, it was like, it wasn't even on Airbnb. It
it's like
was
Verbo or not Verbo. What's that
no,
called?
it was just a blog. I found this place on a
TripAdvisor.
blog.
Was it on TripAdvisor? You found it?
I found it on a blog.
That's so legendary.
Yeah. And so I'm reading this blog, and then there was like a listing to a website, and the website of this place was basically like, come volunteer at our bilingual school and stay at our super epic place right on the lake. You have all the food provided, and these rooms are epic, and it's such a cool experience.
No, there's breakfast provided. There's a restaurant there, so you don't need to worry about getting food from anywhere. You can buy your lunch and dinner.
Yeah, it was like a full-on restaurant, and we get there, and it's literally
Run down.
run down. There's only, a multi-generational
The lady that
family.
took care of it, the lady that like ran the place wasn't even in the country. She was in America with her new husband.
Yeah,
Her family
it was like
moved into the place
her
basically.
parents, her nephew,
Grandma.
her sister, the sister's boyfriend, their kids. So we get there
Grandma.
and we're like, and
Grandma and grandpa.
and we're like expecting like almost like a hotel.
Instead, we like invade this family space.
Yeah, and
We're
we're like,
like,
what?
So
And
is there a
there's-
kitchen? They're like, oh no, grandma's living in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, felt so bad. They're like, oh yeah, you can go in there and use the coffee machine, blah, blah, blah. We bought coffee, bought all this food. I'm like, bro, I'm not going in there and
I
waking up
know.
auntie
She's
because I
like
gotta...
sleeping
'cause
in
I wanna
a
make
hammock
coffee.
in the kitchen,
Felt
and
so
we're just
bad.
like, oh, and then all their stuff's everywhere. And
I mean, and growing up in Hawaii, that like, we're used to people being like, oh yeah, just make it like, this is
Yeah.
your house, just make any kind. But at the same time, it's like, no, like, respect your elders, and the auntie's over there sleeping,
I know.
and I gotta come in here. I mean, it's the kitchen, but it's her room. And what if she's over there sleeping in her panties or whatever, and I gotta come in and make food? And it was just like, it was such a good test of like, okay, God has set this up and allowed this situation, and you have an opportunity to be weak and be like, okay, screw this. We're gonna go down the road to like a super nice Finca Mystica Airbnb place that we made friends with these people. They're like, oh yeah, come stay at our place. They had a beautiful Airbnb, breakfast, lunch, dinner, all, full restaurant. Breakfast is included in your stay. It's only like $25 a night. And it's got a mental view, all kind fruit trees everywhere. The people speak English. And it's like, no, you know what? We're going to buck it. We're going to buck up. We're going to stay here and endure this kind of hardship that we're going through.
Remember, there was like a layer of dead bugs in our room.
Bruh,
It was so
gnarly.
nuts.
Like
But-
it was gnarly. There was, the screens were all beat. It's, I don't know if anyone that's watching has ever traveled to a third world country, but even Florida, the bugs are gnarly. Like, they're mosquitoes. If you left a light on in your room, you were gonna walk into your room to 27,000 mosquitoes.
Dude, in the
No
room,
joke. And these mosquitoes died and smelt like fish.
Yeah.
It was
And then the room next door, there was a huge snake in the
my
rafters.
gosh. So this was like a couple weeks before we got there. There were two teachers that were actually bilingual
Yeah.
from like Europe somewhere.
Yeah.
They were sleeping in their room, and like a 15-foot python
Oh
or
yeah,
anaconda
that's what it was.
comes out of the rafters.
Yeah.
And they're just, I mean, like, I would be psyched, but
No.
I mean, my wife wouldn't, and the kids, the boys
And
would
we have
probably
like
be pumped.
a baby with us.
Oh yeah, that baby would have gotten eaten.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Oh, and not to mention, we're staying up on the second floor, and the second floor is like 25 feet up with
No
there's railings,
railings.
but there's just like posts holding up 2x6 and nothing protecting you from falling off to land on the cement below and die.
It's crazy.
It was nuts. And we're there. So we're there. We handled a few days. We're only going to be there for 10 days. But on the 7th day, there was a massive flood,
Yeah.
gnarly rainstorm. And
Guys were tripping. The downstairs, the water was up to her hips and the beds were floating and it was just
mud up to above your ankles.
Yeah.
In the aftermath, when all the water settled, the mud was past your ankles. There were rocks everywhere because there was a river, no joke, a river through their property. It was so gnarly. So that day we just kind of the whole family helped
and there
moving
is
rocks
it's not like there was much electricity or anything, but then you couldn't even use the toilet
oh yeah, the water broke
for days.
for 2 or 3 days.
And it was like
nuts.
you couldn't flush the toilet or take a shower or do anything. It was insane.
That was nuts. Talk about a hardship that we just were like, yeah, whatever.
And I remember
And we were on the
looking at you,
we were on the lake. Like we were
Yeah.
lake level.
and then this
We could have went up to sorry for interrupting. We could have went to Finca Mystica. Shout out to those guys. We love you. We could have went up to their house. So we met this family because they were the only other white kids in the school. We see
Or
this
on the whole
we see these
island.
we see this blonde kid walking past. I was like, it was
What
a
the
girl. I'm
heck?
like, what the heck? That's not our kid. I like double take. I'm like, it's just
Is
probably
that
a
a
light
white
skinned.
kid?
Yeah, just sometimes you'll get a light skinned local person. And I'm like, no way, bro. That's full family of them. So
Yeah.
we start talking story, and they're the ones that own Finca Mystica right down the road. And they were up on the mountain, so they weren't even affected by this storm, really.
Yeah. But I remember looking at you and we're like, what are we going to do? Like, are we going to stay here? This is not what they told us. We're totally catfished.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking at you and saying, what is that going to teach our kids?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Why
we're
would
not
we
going to
just
sit
bail?
here and complain and bail. We're going to be like, well, that's kind of lame that they catfished us, but we're going to enjoy it and we're going to
Yeah.
have fun and find like the good in this situation. And,
And
we're
the
gonna
kids
stay
made
here.
epic friends.
Yeah. And so the family had two boys around
Like exactly
the
the same age. They were like the exact same
and
age.
so they would
Carlos
take the
Andres.
Yeah, and they would take the kayak out and go fishing with them
Yeah.
and jump off this pier and play chess. So it's like we ended up being a part of the family,
Yeah.
and it was a really, really cool experience. And I'm so glad that we just stuck it out, even though it was
so
harder than going up to like the 5-star Airbnb up the road. That would have been way easier.
Way easier.
But we wouldn't
We
have.
did go
all
there
of this.
one night for dinner.
We went there for dinner once. Yeah, and it was the best food.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's so crazy. That was a crazy adventure.
It
That
was. And
whole
those are
trip
core-
was gnarly. There was a hurricane. There was flooding. Yeah, it was awesome.
But that's like
It's
core
raw.
memories, for our
100%.
family.
100%.
And that's why we love traveling so much. It's like you get put in these situations that are different and we only have each other and we're all experiencing it for the first time together. it kind of puts us on the level of the kids experience wise. You know, we never been here, we don't know what to expect. And yeah, I don't just getting us all out of our comfort zone together.
I think that's why it's very important to be capable too. Like
Oh yeah.
if you're not capable of protecting your family, for one, as a man, you're blowing it. Like um better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war, right? Like that saying.
I love that.
It's such a good saying. Like you need to be the most gnarly man that you can possibly be, but completely controlled. Because if you need to get gnarly, you can, but most of the, pretty much 99.8% of the time you don't have to get gnarly.
Well, I was thinking of the time when there was the thief and you had to like
Oh.
you had you stayed up with a frying pan and a knife.
Oh, that's right. I had like a 10-pound what are those, steel cast
iron pan.
And a huge knife, and I was just like ready.
I was like, yeah, babe, protect our family. Oh, but it was fine. But I agree. You set the standard for the boys too, because one day they're gonna have their family, and they need to be able to protect themselves, and I need to be able to protect myself, and so does my daughter. So, like knowing, you know, at least some martial arts and being confident is important, and being able to protect ourselves. And to do all things, like not just that, but like a little bit of mechanics, a little bit, like we were just talking about this dad school.
Yeah.
I was like, you have a dad school. My kids they know how to change a tire, check the oil, basic repairs. We were talking about it, if you were stuck somewhere and you couldn't call AAA, like you don't want to be the panty that can't figure it out and get to your next spot.
Right.
You know, like the kids need to know basics of everything.
Totally. And yeah, exactly.
And just like even common sense things. We're in a flash flood. Go to the high point.
Yeah.
Do not cross the river. Like, stay up here. Just
don't send it.
Yeah, don't send it. But all of these things and experiences and travel definitely teach the kids a lot of these skills. And it's not learning in a classroom sitting down for 5 hours.
Right.
You know, these are things that they're actually going to remember, and they're going to learn, and they're going to know the importance of. And I feel like it is the best education for the kids.
Totally.
Yeah.
And on the being capable topic too, it's like you got to be aware of your surroundings in that aspect of being capable. Like kind of street smart in a sense. Like you don't need to be super gnarly street smart, but at least be able to read people and like look and understand a situation really quick. Mm-hmm. And be like, okay, is this person trying to take advantage of me right now, or are they genuinely interested, and how much time am I going to spend engaging this person while my focus is on them and not my children or my wife. And
or even
that's
the
important.
Area that you put yourself
100%. Like knowing
like, is this a safe area?
Yeah.
Does it feel right? Should we not be here?
Totally.
Maybe we should be somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, being on, what was it, Neal Street? Is that where that was? In Reno. Like we're on our way. I really wanted to go skate. So we're going to a skate park. And on the way, I'm just like, the whole time, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going through like the projects. And it was just getting kind of more and more ghetto-y. It's not super ghetto, but like ghetto-ish. And then we get to this park and there's just a bunch of guys drinking in the, like, older gentlemen drinking in the one of the pavilions. But it's the middle of the day. There's a bunch of people playing basketball, a bunch of kids at the park. And I selfishly am like, I just want to go skate. It's fine. And I'm like, oh, look, there's some white people at the park because it's all Mexican kids and Mexicans. Nothing against
Well, we pull
Mexicans.
up, and I'm like,
But when
babe,
you're the only white people there, you stick out like a sore thumb. I'm not racist at all, and I'm not against Mexicans, but
or anyone.
or not but.
Yeah.
When you are the only white people, you're gonna stick out.
Yeah. And
Even
it was
if-
a lot of non-white people.
Right.
Yeah.
We were the only white people there.
Yeah.
And we roll up, and I see a light-skinned dude, and I'm like, oh, see, look, babe, there's another white guy. You're all good. Should we get over there?
No,
It's just
and then in the pavilion, there's all these dudes, and I'm like, they're drinking. And Andrew's like, no, that's an AA meeting.
she believed me.
And I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, yeah, but we're the only white people here. And then he's like, no, there's a white dude over there. And so we get out of the car and we're walking up to the park, and I look over at the pavilion. I'm like, that is not an AA meeting. That is a bunch of dudes getting super wasted. And then I look at the white guy, and it was a
hilarious.
light-skinned Mexican. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
And like no one spoke English.
yeah,
That
and
was
the
another
only
epic
English words the
situation.
kids knew were swear
Oh
words.
yeah, they're all cussing. It was so funny.
The only English words were cuss words, and my kids were just like, "What the heck? Here my parents go again." Anyway, so what?
Which
did
is a
you
good
learn?
thing. Like, you can't shelter your children
No, I
to that
know.
point where they're just like, oh my gosh.
No, definitely not. I don't want to raise any pansies. They need to be able to. It's funny because we talk about this a lot, like sheltering our kids, but then not at the same time. It's such a balance as a parent.
Yeah.
Where-
and to find that balance can
Where
be
you
difficult
want,
at
like
times.
you were saying in the beginning, you are the most like the 5 people you surround yourself with, and we're very selective on who our kids spend time with.
Yeah.
That's another big reason why we homeschool, is we don't want them to socialize with kids that have really bad habits and that could possibly, sway our kids one way or another.
Yeah, corrupt their mindsets
Yeah.
too.
And so we do, in that sense, kind of shelter and pick the people that our kids are going to associate with. But when we go out as a family, we're very much in these different sort of situations and cultures and experiences that are uncomfortable. And so our kids kind of know how to navigate it very well.
Totally.
And they know how to like be in different situations around different groups of people and be able to, fit in. Not necessarily fit in, but
Chameleon their way through.
yeah. So they can handle things. But yeah, so I think putting them in that class in Ometepe or going to Reno and showing them, even that was a learning experience, because when we left that, we like discussed it at dinner and we're like, maybe we shouldn't have gone there. Maybe next time we'll look it up online before we decide what skate park. We could have maybe gone to a different one.
Yeah, nothing bad happened,
No.
but it's if you Google Neil Lane, I think it was
I
Neil
forget
Lane.
the park, but they're like, oh, there was this murder or that.
Yeah,
and we're
there was like
"Oh."
shootings all the time. But I mean, what time are the shootings? Probably at night.
Well, and then
It's like
we
def-
drove by and remember that day there was a shooting at
Well, that was at like 3 a.m. at a huge casino.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like that morning. But yeah, there. I mean, it's not Kauai. It's not. I mean, how often do we have a homicide here? I
Yeah.
mean,
Very rare.
No.
Unless it's domestic.
yeah.
Yeah.
It happens, but not random shootings in the streets because of gang violence. That's not happening.
Yeah.
It's like drug or domestic abuse related, typically.
And that's like traveling. We talk about how we can't wait to get off this island and, how we're kind of stuck. But when we do travel, it does make me appreciate where we live.
Maybe that's why we love to travel too. It's like we gotta, you know, you come home and you're like, man, thank God we are from here.
Yeah, it's
Like we're
kind of
so blessed to be from here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not foolish in that sense of, oh, I'm stuck here. Blah.
yeah.
Like no, we're so blessed to be from this little rock, and I appreciate it so much more when I do come home. And it's easy to take advantage. I mean, take it for granted.
Yeah.
Like this place is paradise.
It is.
Like Kauai is so beautiful, and so many people have this island or the Nepali coast on a vision board. Like they wanna. It's like that's like a dream,
Yeah.
and like people spend years saving up money to come here, or they'll put themselves in debt and be like, I don't even care. I just need to go.
Yeah.
And we're like, dude, I can't wait to get out of here.
I know.
But it's true, bro. That's just how it is. And I've never lived anywhere else.
Yeah.
I've lived here my whole life. I just turned 40. And the longest I've ever been gone is 3 months.
Yeah.
And I understand from a growth perspective how important it is for me to get out of my comfort zone, to get off this rock and go and struggle and grow from that
Yeah.
and get stronger and better, and that's good. That's only good.
Totally. Yeah, I feel like being from here, it can bring a small-mindedness almost.
100%.
And that's when we started having children, it was so important for us. I remember discussing this with you that we leave with our children so that they don't end up with this mindset like I had at least, where if you do things different, you're a weirdo. You know, like, why are those tourists wearing shoes on the beach? They're so weird. Oh my gosh. They're just like a lot of judgment and thinking that our way was the best. And if you did it any other way, then you're an idiot and
Right.
you're not cool. And it really took traveling
small-mindedness.
to get that out of my mind and be like, wait, these people are actually cool. Like, I like where they're from. And when I'm here, I'm doing things weird.
Totally.
You know, we were in Texas and we were wearing Vans and flannels. And everybody else had, like,
Cowboy
crazy
boots.
cool cowboy boots, cowboy hats,
And
like crazy.
Buttoned up, beautiful clothes. Buttoned
Yeah.
up shirts, all nice. I
And
mean,
we
those
were
guys
just
wearing
like-
flannels, don't get me wrong.
We were the weirdos, kind
100%.
of. Yeah.
Like, these guys must be from California.
Yeah.
Damn,
It's
guys
totally.
coming from California wanted to change Texas. Good luck, son.
Oh my gosh. We were total tourists. And it's good to be total tourists and
Yeah.
be the weirdos. And
That's how you grow.
exactly. Yeah.
You learn, huh? I guess I'm not supposed to wear my shoes on the beach.
So where do you want to go this year? What
Where
are
do
some
I
things?
want to go? I
Yeah.
really wanted to go to Japan.
Yeah.
So
That was a tough
and I'm pretty
one.
bummed about not being able to go. But brah, if God opens the door, I really would love to go to Taiwan in March. We have a friend. Shout out to you, Kai, and the whole family. He's got a fight in Taiwan in March, and that'd
Yeah.
be sick to go.
That
Just to
was kind of
support,
cool.
like fully just surprise him.
Yeah.
But we're going to Tahoe to go to his wedding in July, for sure. I mean,
We have some friends that spend the summer there, and we've gone for the past few years, and it's so fun.
love it.
Yeah.
Tahoe is epic.
So Tahoe,
Like I could just,
Taiwan.
yeah, I would move there. I love it there. It's such a beautiful place.
I know. It is so beautiful.
Why
The
is it
community
so
is
epic?
super cool.
Oh yeah, our friends, yeah, definitely make it even better.
Yeah, but even just
But
like
even
the
if we didn't know
farmers
anyone there,
market,
yeah,
and then they have like free live shows at parks. The biking is insane.
yeah,
The hiking is insane. The lake's beautiful. It's such a, and it's our pace. It's very slow, nature oriented,
Relaxed.
family, relaxed,
There's bears everywhere.
wildlife.
So sick.
Okay, so Taiwan, Tahoe,
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
Where that
I-
is.
I
Somewhere
think
else with a
that's
T.
Florida.
Okay. Taiwan, Tahoe for sure. I don't know.
I
really
really
wanna
want to
go
go to El Salvador.
Yeah.
That's where I want to go to El Salvador and maybe Nicaragua again.
Yeah.
And Alaska would be fun for fishing. I really want to go
forgot about
Alaska
Alaska.
fishing.
That's what our next episode should be about. Is about hacks. Travel hacks.
I thought about that. We have some epic travel hacks.
Stay tuned for next episode. We're going to have some epic travel hacks for you guys. How you can leave somewhere and stay in another place for
like,
free.
For 3 months.
For months.
And save money doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you're from here.
Yeah.
Because if you're from somewhere that is expensive, like Hawaii, you're not going to be surprised by sticker shock anywhere.
No.
The only
everything
thing,
else is
we went
cheaper.
to the most expensive place, maybe not the most, but Tahoe is super expensive. And the only thing that shocked us on price was the gas. I couldn't believe it was more than Hawaii. And that was only in Tahoe. If we drove just 40 minutes down the road to South Lake Tahoe, it was like $3.50.
Yeah.
And in Tahoe City, it was like $6.10.
Yeah. So you learn travel hacks even when you're traveling. Like, where is the best place to buy things?
Totally.
You could go across the border to Nevada and
Oh my
things
gosh.
would be way cheaper.
Yeah.
So we do have a lot of really cool travel hacks as a family of 6. Like,
Yep.
how do we stay away for 3 months?
Making less than 150 grand a year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
that's
even
still
lying. Yeah.
that's not a livable wage even in
Not
Hawaii.
here. But we
For
have
a family of 6, 100. We don't even make what 100. You know.
But we have also living hacks.
Yeah.
Like, how could you live with only that amount of money as a family of 6 in one of the most expensive places in the nation?
Yeah.
And we do it and we're comfortable.
Totally.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a good,
Is that it?
yeah.
Episode 2 in the books.
Yeah.
Good job, babe. Okay. Well, I guess we're done with episode 2. And thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoy and stick around for episode 3, travel hacks and life hacks. How to live in one of the most expensive places in the world, making less than 150 grand a year with a family of 6. Bye. Aloha. See you guys.